can see what you look like.
Well, they're just going to be confused. I think, like, you know, I had a woman come up to me in an airport once and say, "I don't mean to insult you, but you look like Bobcat Goldthwait." I didn't have anything to say. I like to think I'm pretty fast. I was just like, I'm out, lady.
Now, years ago, you did a show with us here called TV Light with Jack Gallagher as the host.
Jack Gallagher, yeah, but I've known Jack Gallagher for a million years. I
Yeah.
started doing comedy in Boston when I was a kid, like 18. Well, I actually started before that, but that's where I met Jack that long ago. And then Jack was in Shakes the Clown, my fine alcoholic clown movie.
That's right,
Yeah, yeah.
That won a Peabody or something, didn't it?
I think so. I think you know, I should just cut out the swearing and make it an after-school special, you know, because there's a lot of teen clown alcohol abuse.
That's right.
You know,
I've heard about
If I
that.
ever went back, I would do a prequel where it's angry teens drinking, like Sarah T. Portrait of a Teenage Alcoholic, but in clown makeup. I finished another movie just recently. It was at Sundance. It's called World's Greatest Dad, and it's a movie I wrote and directed, but I'm not in. And Robin Williams stars in that. And that movie will be out in August or September, around there. Well, it'll be like it'll be here probably, hopefully in like September.
So let me ask you, how is Robin doing? Because he's had that open heart surgery. Have
Robin's
you spoken
doing.
to him?
He's doing well. You know, they had a valve replacement, and they gave him a cow's valve.
A cow's valve?
Yeah, well, yes, and he said that he wished he didn't want a cow's valve. He said that he wanted Travis, you know, that chimp that bit that woman's face off. He wanted her, that's a resilient valve. He wanted that monkey's valve.
He didn't want the cow.
Well, a cow, you know, how aggressive is a cow? I would want.
I bet he doesn't.
Plus,
want...
I think a chimp is a lot closer to us, right?
I don't think he
That's
wants
not a Robin,
anybody to know that he's got a cow valve. You just let it out.
I think. Okay, well, you got a scoop out of me. I did not in him. He's just got one.
Oh,
he carries in a jar.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but yeah. So, I have no problem parlaying that story because I know a lot of people care and worry about him.
Yes.
And I want them to know that he's
okay.
He's making jokes and
Yeah,
that he's fine.
2 hours after the surgery, according to his doctor.
Yeah, well, you know, I just had, what is it when they have the camera down your throat?
Yeah.
I just had that yesterday, and you know what? I was making jokes when I was coming out of the surgery. What is that?
This is a new little camera that now goes.
No, not your camera.
Oh.
No, they actually put a.
Why did they put a camera down your throat?
Well, it was just a dude, and I was asleep. No, it was the doctor. You know, because I'm 46, so they're always poking either.
Oh.
I'd rather have a camera down the throat than the other end. So.
Yeah, that's a good.
Not
thing.
really. I don't care. They knock you out. So
at this time, at this part of your life, you don't care which orifice.
No, it didn't bother me. You know what? I didn't realize I didn't have room for the cameraman actually in the grip crew. That hurt. The camera itself, you have no problem. But as I was coming out of it, I was making jokes too. So that's my point of that story.
All right.
Because I was still high, you know, and they
It's very unusual for you to have a point to a story. I've noticed that.
And yeah, it's just word association. No, because they were ripping off the IV, and I just told the nurse, I go, do it fast, and she goes, oh, you don't like hospitals? You don't like us? I go, I like the nursing staff and I like the doctors, but I really don't like your janitors.
No, that's a good point to make.
And she goes, the janitors aren't here. And I was making a joke, but I guess people aren't usually.
No, doctors, they got no. You know.
Well, nurses, yeah, they're not used to someone coming out of.
Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait, yeah. And
He's
I'm
gonna
here
be,
at Laughs Unlimited.
That's where he's at, and it's tonight and tomorrow night?
Tonight and tomorrow night, yes. And I believe there's a couple shows each night. So if you're an old fan, come on out and hear some old material. I'm not going to lie. You know, a lot of comedians write a new act if they were coming back. Not me. My fans want to hear the classic hits.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear. They don't want to hear the new stuff. They don't want to hear the deep cuts. I give them the classics.
And once you hone it, you know what? I'll be working on something
Exactly.
new.
So come on out and hear my Ronald Reagan jokes and my Furby material. It's all fresh stuff.
Hey, thanks so much for being here with us.
Well,
man.
thanks for having me.
It's great. And one last thing, when you were on that show with us, you had a little baby in a stroller backstage in the green room.
But that wasn't mine. I had just taken a kid. I'd rather you didn't say anything. That's why it's been 20 years since I came back.
How old is that?
My daughter's 22. She graduates from college this year.
That's how long it's been?
Yeah.
22. And you look the same, except your hair's shorter.
I'm bald. I just put on some weight, so now I do look like the way I used to look. I was skinny for the longest time, and then I started reading what people thought of me online. They all thought I was dying. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna eat.
And then you had the orange hair for a while.
I had long hair, different color hair. Yeah. So
the
now
Salvatore
it's just,
Dali mustache.
What's that?
Salvatore Dali.
Well, that was just I was bored and I took a Sharpie and drew a mustache on. That was at some award show or something.
Well, we'll see you tonight and tomorrow. Laughs Unlimited. Bobcat Goldthwait, thanks so much for being here.
Well, thanks for having me on.